The deeper the hurt, the many more times you'll need to let it go. The deeper the hurt, the many more times you'll need to let it go. Revisiting something or still feeling a hurt from a thought or a memory of an experience is not failure. I don't care how long you've been healing. It's not a failure. It's just part of the healing process. And the deeper the hurt, the many more times you're going to have to do that. Letting go of something once doesn't mean it's healed. You've barely just started to touch the tip of the iceberg of healing it in the first place. You're going to need to let it go many more times. And the deeper the hurt, and the deeper the attachment was, which also causes deep hurt as well from having to realize, wow, I got to heal this or let this go. The more it hurt, the more you're going to have to let it go. Well, what do you mean? If I let it go the first time, isn't it just let go of? Isn't it supposed to just be gone? Nope. So what's the point of letting it go? Letting it go is not a final thing. It's more of a... It's almost like you're retraining the brain. You're not indefinitely letting go of something like dropping it like a physical bag and walking away. You're more retraining the brain is what you're doing. And the deeper ingrained the pain is that you're feeling
from the root,
in your body from the memory, from the prior experience that you had, the more times that you're going to have to train your brain to reassociate a different perspective to the memory of the experience, so that your emotions, the deepness of the emotions associated with it, can start to lighten up and become more malleable and changeable. And from there, in that, through repetition, you start to associate it with a new way of looking at it, new emotions, actually, it also helps you in doing that and making it lighter. You also put yourself in a position where you can not only gain more clarity because you're not so deep in the trenches of the pain anymore. Not that you don't feel the pain anymore, but you're not deep in the trenches of it. It's starting to lighten up. And what that opens up for you is an opportunity for clarity, because you're not gripping it like you were before. You're starting to slowly let go. And as you start to let go of the grip that you have on the initial narrative and the initial impact of the experience, the more you open the door to actually extract the wisdom from the experience. And you can start to look at more clearly the reality of what happened, all things considered. Not just how we viewed it when we experienced it. Okay? And you can zoom out in a way. You can zoom out and then be able to see it from a perspective where it actually can give you the knowledge it was supposed to give you in the first place. Because there's a reason why. When I say there's a reason why everything happens, I'm not justifying anyone's shitty behavior or anyone treating anyone like shit or anything like that. I still hold accountability as high value, but there's a difference between that context of conversation and when I say that everything that you go through, there's a reason why. I'm speaking from a place of wisdom, not accountability. And everything you go through, every person you meet in your life, every crossroads you face has a wisdom that your soul already agreed to attain in this life. You just don't remember it. You have to actually face it and feel it and be immersed in the experience like a fucking what do you call those immersed games that you put with the virtual reality? That's kind of like what it is. That's kind of what life is. And so you before you put the goggles on and came here and put yourself in this virtual reality, fully immersed experience, your soul already knew what it was looking to learn and attain, whether it's wisdom, whether it's this or that or the third. It knew. You knew. You are your soul. You knew. And so when you came here, you put the goggles on to immerse yourself in the experience, to fully feel it, and then to find your way back to that truth. Every single person you meet in life, everything you experience, every crossroads you are standing at, all of these things are opportunities for you to remember that truth and choose it. Does it mean we all remember that truth and choose it? No. But that's free will. That's free will for you. No one's going to make you remember that truth that your soul agreed to come here to learn. So that's something that within healing, if you can, with self accountability and ability to step back from the gripping pain of the initial experience and things like that, be able to give yourself that room to give yourself that clarity so you could see it from a vantage point. And what was this trying to teach me? Not the questions that keep us stuck in victim mode is why? Get away from the why and go more towards the what. Well, what was this trying to teach me? What's the wisdom that I can take from this experience? And so that way, if anything, even more helps me with the process of letting go of the pain. It makes the pain even more malleable and changeable whenever you start extracting the actual wisdom from what happened, from what the experience and what happened is supposed to teach you, is what I'm trying to say. So I know that to our ego and to our brain in survival mode, I know it feels good to hold on tight to these narratives of what happened and to hold on to the initial impact and all these things, but it would benefit us and our souls and everyone around us and our lives in general and our energy field even more, to a greater scale, to have a sense of humility, which is the gateway to be able to step back and actually analyze this in a way where you can, let's draw the line between what was actually, what was my responsibility and what I'm accountable for, what was in my control that I could have done better in this situation. Even if you didn't do anything, you allowed it. Either way, be brutally honest. And then on the other end, whatever it is that you couldn't control, was out of your control, and out of your responsibility and not your fault, you put it in the other section and you start to get to work. Okay. And that clarity also brings a more, how can I say, like a lighter feeling. You start to let go a little more too. But like I said, the deeper something hurt, the more times you're going to have to let it go. Will you ever get to a point where you will you ever get to a point where you don't feel this anymore? I don't want to say that. But will you get to a point where it's no longer a grip on you? I'm noticing this. Will you get to the point where it's no longer a grip on you? You're not gripping it, that you're not gripping the old rope, the old narrative, Yes, you can get to that point, and you can get to the point where you start to let go and your hands will start to heal from how much you've gripped it before and how much it's hurt you from gripping. And so from there, you can start to move towards more in the direction of a place where even when the experience, or the memory of the experience, I should say, comes back into your mind, it no longer has this hold on you and you react like you did before, or have this deep-seated pain that hits you like a Mack truck like before. You'll feel like a it won't be a Mack truck anymore. It'll be like a airy beach ball that somebody threw at you. No one really flinches at that. And you'll notice it. You'll be like, oh, there it is. But it won't control your reactions or responses anymore. You will be able to allow that to pass. Emotions only need 90 seconds to pass. You'll allow it to pass, and then from there, you'll be able to respond, if necessary, respond to it from a place of alignment now. Alignment with who you are and what your values are today, or who you're becoming. And that's a place of power. So no, it's not about never feeling it ever again. The deeper the impact and the hurt was from the experience initially, the more times you're going to have to let it go. And that's okay. That is not a failure. That is literally part of healing. Okay? So give yourself grace, patience, and compassion. And I'm speaking to myself with this message as well. I'm not speaking to just you. Everything that I teach or share or whatever on here, I'm also living it too. So I'm included in this too. All right. Yeah. If you want to share your experiences, this is a safe community where you can open up, you can share your experiences. Subscribe so that we can stay connected. All I want is just for us to grow together. Through us doing our own inner work, we raise the overall frequency. So by all means, the more the merrier, and the more healing the merrier. Much love.